Hello, in this next video segment, I'm going to be working with a young husky mix named Sadie and her owner in addressing recall issues. In this circumstance, with this dog, if you take her off leash in a field or even the backyard for that matter, she will not let you catch her. This can be frustrating at a number of different levels where the dog doesn't really run away from you, but it doesn't let you catch her. So I'm going to provide some very simple solutions to this issue that we use in competitive dog circles and that you should start incorporating into everyday training routines. Thank you. So when I ask her, Sadie, to pay attention, I'm going to use the leash just like I would tap somebody on the shoulder, exactly the same way. I'm not going to pull her into me, but I'm not going to let her ignore me. So as we start moving around, I start using the leash and the food. So the food helps her think positively about coming back. I want her to think coming back is the best thing in the world. Sadie, there's the correction. And I'm going to make a motion that means come. Okay. So if I were to say to you, I train my dogs in French. If I were to say to you, devol, 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 you would say, I don't know. But if I did this, you would say, oh, come. Yeah. Okay, so I want you to start practicing outside of the dog park. Come. Anytime you respond to this, you're going to get money. But if you try to run away, Sadie, good. Mr. Leash just doesn't let you. And this is how we teach dogs to be reliable at coming back. Every dog will come back when it feels like coming back. But what you need to do is get out with a long piece of rope and only give her as much room as you need to, but at the same time, you're trying to keep it loose and just practice saying her name. Sadie, come, good. And then as she's considering coming back, you can bite a piece off. You're using the leash to say, don't ignore me. That's really all it is. In the professional working dog world, this is how we work dogs so that they become absolutely reliable off leash. We pretend like they're off leash, but of course we don't take them off leash because we can't control them when they're off leash. So you can't do this in a dog park because it becomes a mess with the other dogs. Right. But what you can do is you can go to the outside of the dog park, and when she runs to go see the dogs at the fence, you can practice calling her back, and you can start making these situations harder and harder and more difficult to deal with. But the whole idea behind this is that you're using the leash to correct. We don't put dogs on timeout. We don't take away privileges. We don't ask dogs to, we don't beg dogs to do things. The leash is our method of interruption, like you'd interact with a person. You're not buying the boat. You're not buying the boat. So just like you would touch somebody, so if she starts jumping up on me, I'm going to touch her with the leash. But in my world, I want, when I tighten this, to be slightly uncomfortable. I'm not going to keep it uncomfortable, but it'll be slightly uncomfortable to jump on me. It'll be slightly uncomfortable to run away from me and not listen to me. And if I can get people to practice this a lot, you'll end up with a dog that's totally reliable. Okay? So the first thing is I need a hand signal that means it's good to come back. My neighbor gives her dog a hand signal that looks like this. You know what that means? I'm going to kill you when I catch you. And her dog doesn't come back to her. And she wonders why. But if I can get her, Sadie, if I can get her to turn around instead of ignore me, and I can absolutely guarantee that you can't run away, I can start training her to come back. So this is how we do it in the working dog world. In the working dog world, we play this game of Mr. Leash will correct you. If you start jumping on me, it's Mr. Leash that's going to get you. But we keep the leash loose 90% of the time. There's the correction. I can say off or no, but that's how we spank. We don't turn and ignore. We don't get angry. We just use the leash symptomatically. And the leash is the correction. I don't put dogs on timeout. I don't take her car away. I don't tell her she can't go to the dance. So I have to start working on situations where you think you're going to run away from me, but you can't. So as I get out here, I start walking her towards tempting things. Sadie, good. I want you to also notice that if she considers coming back to me, not only am I referencing this, but I'm also telling her, good, you're thinking the right thought. The only time I'm going to say something that infers negativity is just when I say her name because she's running, or if she doesn't listen to me because she sees something. So I just start by telling people, if you can handle the leash with just one strand and not worry about it being tangled under her feet, but just that we're getting out here and starting to pretend like she's off leash, then we can start making huge progress. And then I can start making it more difficult and more tempting, and squirrels and turkeys and other dogs. But you have to remember that she's very fast and she could hurt you if you're holding the end of the line and she runs out like that. So I want you to always be cognizant to handle your line in such a fashion where she has a little bit of room to run. She feels like she's free, but she doesn't have a half mile to run out and pull you down. So I'm using this leash as a way to catch her making mistakes. Sadie McCady, good. So she physically can never ever learn to run away from me now. A lot of the products we demonstrate and use ourselves are linked in the description box below. Please hit the like and subscribe buttons. That way you will get notified when we post new content. Thanks for watching.